Sometimes, the internet doesn't just report a scandal. It manufactures one. And in the past week, one particular rumor has hijacked the entire celebrity gossip machine. Whispers of a secret tape. A tape that allegedly caught Swizz Beatz and Lala Anthony getting way too close behind Alicia Keys' back. The story had all the ingredients for a viral explosion. A Grammy-winning R&B icon, a legendary hip-hop producer, and a TV personality with her own high-profile history. Throw in talk of betrayal, friendship gone sour, and the karma card. And social media had everything it needed to go into overdrive. Comment sections lit up instantly. Looks like what goes around comes around. Alicia just got served a taste of her own medicine. I knew Swizz couldn't be trusted, but here's the problem. For all the outrage, for all the certainty, there's one big missing piece. Actual evidence. Because when you really dig into this so-called scandal, you'll find it's not the celebrities who've been caught red-handed. It's the internet itself, running wild with a rumor that never had a solid leg to stand on. To understand why this story spread so quickly, you need the context. Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz have been married since 2010, but their romance didn't start in a fairy tale bubble. Back then, Swizz was still legally married to singer Mach, and the overlap between his marriage ending and his relationship with Alicia beginning sparked a firestorm of criticism. Mashonda even published an open letter, one that went viral, accusing Alicia of knowingly pursuing a married man and ignoring her pleas to step back. Fans took sides, blogs dissected timelines, and the phrase "you lose them how you get them" became part of the conversation. Now, more than a decade later, that origin story is still lodged in the public memory. It left a lingering perception. If a relationship started messy, maybe it could end messy too. So when whispers of Swizz being linked to Lala Anthony started floating around, Lala, who has her own very public divorce history, the internet already had its narrative ready. To fans, it wasn't just a rumor. It was history repeating itself. And that's the thing about gossip. When it fits a pre-existing pattern, people don't need much convincing. Once the spark hit, social media turned it into a blaze. TikTok videos appeared first. Low-resolution images with dramatic voiceovers. They tried to hide it, but now it's out. Proof that Alicia's been betrayed by her own friend. The videos stitched together old Instagram photos of Alicia and Lala, screenshots of Swizz's comments on her posts, and random shots of luxury parties. No dates, no context. Just a carefully edited montage designed to imply guilt. On YouTube, gossip channels uploaded thumbnails with red arrows, blurred tape icons, and expressions of shock plastered over celebrity faces. Titles promised exclusive leaks and undeniable proof, but inside the videos, it was just speculation wrapped in recycled photos, and according to sources, narration, Facebook took it even further. Entire threads filled with strangers sharing their own theories, treating unverified posts like verified truth. And the more people shared it, the more convincing it looked. That's the dangerous part. In the algorithm era, repetition becomes credibility. See something enough times and your brain starts to file it under fact, even if you've never seen a single credible source.
So I don't have a problem with you, Lala, and your husband.
Oh,
Whoa. Okay, all right, so wait, backstory.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I held this in for an entire year, right? So when we first launched the reunion show, somebody that claims to be working in Swizz's camp reached out to me in what I now know is a DM via direct messenger, right? Saying, I work for Swizz and I need you to know that him and Lala have been having an affair. They are madly in love with each other, but he has already told Lala and continues to tell her, calm down, I'm not leaving my wife. If you don't believe me, go on his page on IG. He always starts leaving comments in the morning and she be the first one to respond. But she don't just leave one response. She keeps it going and going and going to the point where he says, you got to chill because it's starting to look obvious to my wife. So I said, who are you and why are you giving this information to me? God, I love you. Thank you so much. Bless.
Here's where the whole thing collapses under its own weight. On August 1st, 2025, right in the middle of this alleged scandal, Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz publicly celebrated their 15th wedding anniversary. Both posted heartfelt messages to each other on Instagram, sharing throwback photos, family snapshots, and captions about love and longevity. These weren't pre-scheduled, PR-polished posts to cover a scandal. The comments were filled with family, friends, and industry peers, congratulating them. They appeared together at events, smiled for photos, and gave no indication of a crisis. Even more telling, not a single reputable outlet has touched this rumor. Not People magazine, not TMZ, not Billboard, not even Page 6, which thrives on celebrity mess. If there was even a grain of truth to the leaked tape story, there would be legal cease and desist letters flying, public statements being drafted, and journalists swarming for exclusives. Instead, there's nothing but internet echoes, and in the world of celebrity news, silence from legitimate outlets speaks volumes. So why did this unverified story stick in so many people's minds? It comes down to psychology, specifically, pattern bias. When a person's past involves controversy, our brains are wired to believe similar claims in the future. Swizz and Alicia's early relationship drama left a blueprint in the public's mind. Then there's the karma effect. People love seeing what they think is poetic justice. For those who never forgave Alicia for the Mashonda situation, this rumor felt like the universe balancing the scales. And let's not ignore the entertainment factor. Gossip like this is addictive because it feels like insider knowledge, even when it's completely fabricated. Sharing it gives people a sense of connection, like they're in on Hollywood's dirty secrets. The problem? Once a rumor satisfies an emotional itch, facts become irrelevant. If you want to see clickbait in action, this rumor is a perfect case study. Step 1. Start with a whisper, an old blind item, a vague industry insider claim, or even a fabricated screenshot. Step 2. Wrap it in drama, sensational headlines, cropped photos, and emotional music. Step 3. Repeat it across platforms until it feels like it's everywhere. In this case, every TikTok video referenced another TikTok. YouTube channels cited reports that didn't actually exist. Facebook posts linked 2 blogs that got their information from the same videos. It was a closed loop, a digital echo chamber. The genius and danger of this system is that it doesn't need one credible source. It just needs many uncredible ones, all pointing to each.
Not around with Swizz and not breaking up happy homes. Like, people are forgetting when she moved into Swizz and them's house to work on the music with him, he was still married to his wife, living in that same house. And then she moved in while she was cool with the wife. It's plotting to steal her husband to cover up the fact that she's a dyke, and she had just got caught beating that girlfriend of hers up down there in Aruba somewhere or something like that.
Away from the endless reposts, screenshots, and allegedly voiceovers, the public-facing reality of Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz paints a completely different picture. One that doesn't line up with the explosive marriage breakdown narrative the internet's been pushing. Let's start with the obvious. This is a couple that doesn't hide. If there were real cracks in their relationship, they've done an exceptional job of masking them while living in one of the most photographed cities in the world, moving in celebrity circles where rumors thrive. And yet, the only evidence fueling this latest scandal comes from edited TikToks and speculative commentary. Not from actual sightings, not from leaked documents, not from credible reporting. Their public appearances tell a different story. Over the past year, Alicia and Swizz have been seen together at high-profile events. From the Met Gala to music award ceremonies, walking red carpets, posing for joint interviews, and sharing playful behind-the-scenes clips on social media. At this year's Grammy Awards, they weren't just standing side by side for the cameras. They were caught in candid moments, laughing, holding hands, leaning in close during other artists' performances. Those aren't the body language cues of a couple living through an explosive betrayal. Collaborations and creative projects. Creatively, they're still aligned. Swizz has been deeply involved in Alicia's recent music projects, including her 2024 to 2025 performances and collaborations. In interviews, Alicia has talked about how Swizz gets her artistry and pushes her to take risks musically. The kind of language you rarely hear from someone bitter or distant toward their spouse. They also work together beyond the music studio. Both are passionate about art collecting and have been heavily involved in curating the Dean Collection, their joint art initiative showcasing and supporting artists from around the world. They've been photographed at gallery exhibitions and art fairs together, sometimes even bringing their kids to events to make it a family affair. Family life on display. Speaking of family, Alicia and Swizz have what many fans call the blueprint for a blended household. Between them, they have children from previous relationships and their own marriage, and over the years, they've openly celebrated milestones. From graduations to birthdays. Together, in 2024, Alicia posted a tribute to Swizz for Father's Day, writing about how much she admires his dedication to all their children, biological or not. That kind of public praise doesn't read like someone secretly stewing over betrayal. It reads like a united front. They also don't shy away from showing everyday moments, cooking meals, enjoying vacations, playing with their youngest son in the backyard. These posts aren't damage control moments with perfect PR lighting. They're casual, unfiltered snippets that feel lived in and authentic. Philanthropy and public image. Then there's the work they do together offstage. Both Alicia and Swizz are known for their philanthropic efforts, especially in the arts and education. They've spearheaded initiatives to fund art programs in underserved communities, hosted charity events, and partnered with organizations that provide resources for young CREATAs. In 2025 alone, they've attended multiple fundraising events together, not as separate celebrity appearances, but as a team. These joint commitments show a shared vision and partnership that extends well beyond personal life. Their approach to rumors. One of the most telling parts of their dynamic is how they handle gossip. This isn't the first time people have tried to stir drama about their marriage. Over the years, smaller rumors have popped up, whispers about Swizz being too friendly with other women, or about Alicia feuding with certain industry peers, but in nearly every case, they've opted not to feed the flames. No passive-aggressive Instagram stories, no cryptic tweets, just silence, letting the lack of real evidence speak louder than any denial could. And when they do address something, it's usually with humor or a light dismissal that keeps their tone above the mess. Why? This matters for the current rumor. This pattern is important. The people pushing the leaked tape story want viewers to believe Alicia is privately furious, that the marriage is secretly imploding, but what we actually see is consistency, public unity, shared projects, family celebrations, and no sudden change in how they move together in the world. If this rumor had even a fraction of truth, it would leave cracks, missed events, awkward public interactions, visible tension. Instead, they're still showing up as a cohesive, engaged couple, exactly like they have for years. Here's the uncomfortable truth. In 2025, a viral rumor doesn't need proof to dominate the conversation. The Alicia Keys leaked tape story is a perfect example of how quickly a false narrative can spread if it pushes the right emotional buttons. It played into old controversies, weaponized social media algorithms, and tapped into our love of full-circle drama. But when you strip it down, there's nothing there. No tape, no confirmed affair, no credible source. So maybe the real lesson here isn't about Alicia, Swizz, or Lala Anthony at all. Maybe it's about us, the audience, and how easily we're pulled into believing a story just because it feels true. Because in this case, the only thing actually exposed was how willing the internet is to trade truth for a good headline. The Alicia Keys leaked tape story isn't the first time the internet has run with a scandal that turned out to be smoke and mirrors. Take 2018. When rumors exploded that Beyoncé had slapped a fellow celebrity backstage at a private party. The story came from a vague podcast comment, no names were given. And within hours, Twitter had identified a culprit, created memes, and treated it as fact. Weeks later, the so-called victim publicly said it never happened. The buzz died overnight. But not before the rumor had done its rounds across every major platform. Or look at 2021's Harry Styles married in secret frenzy. A blurry photo of someone in a suit standing next to a woman in white made its way onto TikTok, and within hours, fan accounts were claiming Harry had tied the knot in a private ceremony. The proof? The groom's hair was sort of the same length as Harry's at the time. Days later it was confirmed the photo wasn't even him. These examples show the same pattern. An emotionally charged claim appears. Fans connect unrelated dots. The story snowballs without verification. By the time the truth comes out, the damage is done, because in celebrity culture, the myth often outlives the reality. So, after all the noise, all the recycled screenshots, all the breathless exclusive leaks, what are we left with? No tape, no confirmed betrayal, no legitimate source willing to put their name on this so-called scandal. Just another case study in how a whisper can become a trending topic in hours, and how the truth can get buried in the rush to be first, not right. Look closely, and the cracks people swore were there aren't. Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz have spent this entire so-called scandal doing what they've always done, showing up together, creating together, building their family and their legacy side by side. They didn't put out a fiery denial because they didn't need to. their lives, their actions. Their unbroken public unity did all the talking for them. And maybe that's the part that stings the most. For those who wanted this rumor to be true, because some people weren't just waiting for proof, they were waiting for a downfall, waiting for a karma moment that would validate their grudges against Alicia's past. But life doesn't always deliver the poetic justice we script in our heads. Sometimes, the story we want to believe is just a story. This should make us all pause, because the real scandal here isn't in Hollywood, it's in our own habits as an audience. We've entered an era where headlines don't need facts, just feelings. Where a convincing tone, a few old photos, and the right music can be enough to rewrite someone's reality in the public mind. And the worst part, once that false reality is out there, it's almost impossible to erase. So maybe the next time you see a headline screaming betrayal, ask yourself, who benefits from me believing this? Who's actually saying it? And what proof are they giving me beyond the thrill of outrage? Because in this case, the only thing that truly leaked wasn't a video or a marriage. It was the truth, quietly slipping through our fingers while the clicks kept coming in. And that, more than any gossip, is the real danger when we become so hungry for the next scandal that we don't notice when the real story disappears.